I eat apple seeds a lot. Like if I'm driving and I like really don't feel like doing anything with the core.
I'm not
like
really
if I don't
surprised by
have
that, actually.
if I don't want to chuck it, I'll literally just
Yeah.
eat it all.
No, I remember you
you
doing
those.
those. I kind of like
apple
that quirk.
cores deep. Like all of a sudden,
Yeah.
I'm like,
I
It's-
talk
you
about
you might
you
as
to
well
other
just
people.
eat the whole thing. And you're like, yeah. And then you would. And then I'm like,
Uh-huh.
I literally wait. You tell
Yeah,
other
I say-
people that.
I say,
that
I have
part?
a friend who eats it the whole core. I'm not gonna lie, I've tried it before, and I kind of I feel like daring.
It's kind of. It's not that bad once you get over the like. Oh, this is like
I'm
kind
eating
of really
wood.
hard on the inside.
yeah.
But
exactly.
it's not.
The stem is wood.
It's not like that bad. All right, it's literally.
I
wood.
don't know. It looks like it.
Hey, it's Casey,
I'm Meredith.
And this is Kiera.
and we're three best friends in a long-distance relationship.
We've learned some valuable lessons along the way over the last 10 years of being friends.
Now let's get to it because
We're pretending.
sorry. Okay,
Okay.
Okay.
here we are.
Hi, guys.
Here we are. Hi.
Welcome back. Well, is this our first one?
This is our first one.
This is our first episode.
Just our first time.
Welcome to the chaos.
Welcome to the chaos that is our lives.
We don't really know what we're doing.
The It's Been Forever podcast, you guys.
Crazy to think we've been thinking about doing this for over a year and a half, and we just finally decided to
Oh my
pull the
gosh.
trigger and do it.
Mm-hmm. I remember when we started talking about doing this, I would envision us recording episodes and you guys asking me like, Mare, how's wedding planning? And like now
That's
we're doing
so
it and I'm like
wild.
fully
You're
married
now.
for like 6 months.
Mhm.
That is crazy. I know. I feel like this has been just a little seed in our heads for so long, and now
It's a full plant.
coming to fruition. Honestly,
Full
it's
plant.
a full plant. And I put this on my vision board for 2023, and I literally was telling people, I was like, if I don't do this year, then
Aw.
cut me off
Oh my
because
gosh.
I need to do it.
Cut me off.
Also,
Put me out of your life.
why am I not surprised that you have a
What?
vision board?
Yeah, no kidding.
I honestly, the beginning of the year,
If any of us three, you would have a vision board.
it
Yeah.
would be me.
Yeah.
It
Do
would
you
be
like
me.
go back and look at it
I mean-
throughout the year?
I have it on my like laptop background, so I just kind of every once in a
Right.
while will look
Wow.
at it. But I did it with some friends at the beginning of the year. I'm like, let's just put like our dreams, our aspirations, our prayers. Like, what are we believing for this year mainly? Because I honestly like what is it? New Year's resolutions. I never do them, or they're always the same. And I'm like, I want to like read more books. I want to lose more weight.
Yeah.
They're always like, okay, I just need to get more creative. And I really wanted that to be like more like spirit led too this year. But this was one of them that I was like, I really feel like it's been on our hearts for so long. So
Mhm.
it's going on the board.
I love
Yeah.
that.
And here we are.
Here we are.
Well,
I
I'm hoping we can
know.
just give a quick introduction of who we are, and for those of maybe those listening who don't know us. And because I guess I'm
Mhm.
already talking,
Oh my
I guess I'll
gosh.
just start.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
You do it.
My name is
Case.
Casey.
Hi.
Thank you. My name is Casey, and I have been friends with these girls for a long time. We all have unique individual stories, and so we're going to talk about them today. But no, I'm Casey.
I am Meredith. I guess I'll go next. I just jumped in quick, so there was no awkward pause. Also, because I'm more important than Kiera, so I'll go before her.
Yeah.
but I'm
yeah,
Meredith. Yeah. Casey and Kiera had the great pleasure of knowing each other for a couple years before college, and then in college, like freshman year, is when I jumped on in, pushed my way in, and here we are.
Shoved myself.
Yep,
right
I said,
up in
here I
there.
am, and
I'm
I'm
not
here
going
forever,
anywhere. So either
Yep.
love me or hate
Get
me.
used to me. Yep.
Wow, here forever, and it's been
Oh,
forever.
look at that.
That's kind of cute. I know. I'm
Hi.
Kiera.
Yay.
Hi. It is. I mean, obviously, if you're listening to this and you don't know me, you don't know that I have any other names other than Kiera. But since living in North Carolina for a couple years, people here know me by my nickname Kiki. So if I ever say Kiera or Kiki, I am the same person. But I'm sure I will not refer to myself in third person. At least I hope not. That would be weird. But maybe who knows?
Growing up, I had 3 kittens named Kiki that all died horrific deaths. So I will never call you Kiki because I don't want you to die a horrific
death. And I'm not calling you Kiki because I call you Keek. And I've called you that for years and I can't stop. So
this is true.
Yeah.
This is true. Keeks. Well, I also do not want to die a horrible death. So,
yeah.
But I remember you saying that about your cats. And I don't like cats anyway. So I think we have nothing in common. I hope.
Perfect.
What? I'm sorry for all the cat lovers. I just had a bad experience. But yeah, just a little bit of background, I guess. So Casey and I met randomly at this Mennonite convention. Now, if you're listening and you're like, what the heck are the Mennonites? Should we dive into Mennonite
I feel
roots?
like we'll do a whole episode about it.
We might have to dig into that
another
more,
one.
But
oh no.
Yeah.
It's too much.
It's too much at once. So we might have to just we'll gloss over it now. Never fear, we will return to that.
A little Easter egg later.
Yeah, but we met in 7th grade.
Oh boy.
Anyways,
we met in 7th grade and just envision a youth camp. And this particular one was in Ohio, and we were put in a random group together.
Out of hundreds of kids.
I know. Insane. And as wee little 7th graders, you don't really put yourself out there, I don't think. But little Casey just waltzed on up and was like, can we be friends? I honestly don't remember the interaction.
I do know it because I didn't know anyone in that room. And
that's right.
For those of you who know me, I would say I'm pretty good at communicating as of this point in my life. I'm 26. I feel like I've kind of figured out conversation a little bit more. But when I was in 7th grade, I was very shy. Even though I don't know. Maybe that's it. Maybe I wasn't, but whatever. I was nervous. I was really nervous. I can say that. And you get placed with a group and you just are with this group all week. So I had to figure out who I was going to talk to. And then there was you and Emma.
The most terrifying thing.
And your little brother, Bryson.
Aww.
And shout out to Bryson.
The safest. You see him and you're like, I can talk to him.
But he was like little at the time. So I just was like, well, I hope these girls like me. Because I'm going to be with you all week. So I hope you like me.
And they didn't.
We were like, we never want to hang out with her again.
We ended up doing so much stuff together that week. And like, obviously it worked out. Because here we are to this day.
I know. I think that's the biggest like takeaway. Just like for our like friendship, us 3 is like, I really feel like it was so intentional with, even with how we met early on to get to Heston, which we'll talk about in a little bit, to meet Meredith. Like all of the little like, stones along the way, like really just brought us together and is the reason why we're all friends. But yeah, we met at that convention. And this is jumping timeline a little bit, but several years later, deciding to go to college, we decided to go to a Mennonite college. All 3 of us had grown up Mennonite, so had roots there in that faith, and went to this college in the middle of nowhere, Kansas. And we're not none of us are from Kansas.
We're all from very far away. Well, I guess Casey, you're close.
7 hours.
Closer.
I was the closest.
Yeah.
Yeah. 7 hours?
Yeah. I was like 20.
That even feels far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
I think you were
I would have been farther. I think
a full day drive. So maybe at least 24 hours.
It's wild. Why'd we do that?
I would do that drive.
I look back now, or people will say, like, how did you? Well, now, because now I live in Iowa, and people are like, how did you get here? And I'm like,
it's a long story.
Can of worms.
It's a long story.
Get some popcorn.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
So crazy. But we all went to the school for different reasons.
And we met each other. And I'm going to talk about when I met Meredith now, because.
Well, you guys, talk about you guys were in the same mod, or like
same
wing,
floor,
basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your rooms were right close to each other. And I came in late. Like I decided on Heston in June. So I was kind of just placed
Mm-hmm.
somewhere random. It was pretty far from where you guys were.
I remember you were in the education program, and my roommate was also in the education program. So that's kind of how we started to see you around, but I didn't actually know who you were. And I was in the library. Which, if you know me, I was not in the library very much, but I was.
No.
I don't know.
I can probably count on one
I don't know
hand.
why I was even there.
Honestly, any of us, I don't know why, but specifically that library, I don't remember ever really
never.
being in
I was
there.
never in the library.
Or if we went, it was for a social.
Or because like for Biblit, we
Studying
needed
event.
this certain book
Yes.
or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah. Because that's what Casey was
That's
working on. She was working on
right.
Biblit.
Yes, that's exactly
And
what
I was
doing.
so scared of you.
Well, I don't know if
'Cause
it's
you're-
Biblit yet because we met first semester. And I took Biblit second semester.
Oh.
But whatever. Either way, I'm in the library.
yeah.
I'm not there
Yeah, yeah.
very often.
Oh no, the
And-
stories are not connecting.
We're making it up.
I was starving because I probably like took a nap and slept through lunch or something stupid before dinner. And I think I was telling my roommate at the time that I was starving, or maybe some other people around
I can
me.
envision you saying this because since knowing you, I've seen you in
I'm
this
dead.
mode so many times where you're like kind of slouched and your head is back and you're like, I'm starving. Like I can't
so
possibly do any more work until I get
true.
something, some energy.
Probably.
You know?
That is
And
so
I just remember
true.
saying, like, oh, I'm starving. And then Meredith comes out of like nowhere and she's, I have some animal crackers. They're the frosted.
They were
they're the
frosted?
frosted animal crackers. And I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't had these since I was like 5.
You were so excited and I was like, oh my gosh, she likes me. I know. This is my role in college now. I'll always have food.
And
So that people
yeah,
like me.
so I just was like, is it okay if I have some? She goes, oh my gosh, like, please. She like shoves the bag in my hand. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll have a few.
Oh my god.
I guess I'll eat these.
Here's what I do remember. I took a bite and I remember being a little disappointed that they didn't live up to the hype of when I was young.
I didn't know.
I mean, they weren't
this. I
they
hate
weren't
that.
bad. It was just like it's a frosted animal cookie. At this
Yeah,
point in
it's
my
not,
life,
like,
there's a lot of
hearty.
things I'd rather have than a frosted animal cookie.
Sure.
And the nostalgia factor
did I
was
even have those?
phenomenal. I don't know. And you never had them since.
That's not
the thing is
something
you
that I
never
really
you
like.
never
It's
had
like
them
a
since.
random snack.
No. I do
Just that
remember
one day.
buying them again after that. Like once I ran out, I'm like, I should get more of these.
In case Casey wants them
Casey, you're probably like
It was
Casey,
not
just in
specifically
case.
just Casey, but like people like them. I guess they like them. Like history teaches me that I get friends if I have these specific cookies.
Gosh.
So I just remember I ate a few
So-
and then I gave them back to you and I was like, hey, thanks. And you're totally like, you're like anytime, like
Anytime. Be my best friend. And then I literally
And
just
then you
stuck
just
to you
kept
guys.
being around. I remember just
I
being
was
like,
just
you were just
there.
like around.
And then Meredith
yeah.
There was
stepped
one time
away.
where your RD was gone, like she was on some trip,
Mhm.
and I remember I brought a bag of stuff and I stayed in her room because
I don't remember that
What?
at
I,
all.
like, she told me, she's like, sleep on my couch, like, you know, and it was like one weekend, or
RD?
not RD, RA, sorry,
Oh, okay.
when your
Oh,
RA
okay.
was gone.
Mm-hmm.
The one weekend, I like came
Oh.
and stayed on her couch, even though literally we were in the same building. Like my room is
You
in
were
the
on the
same
second
building.
floor. We were on the third floor.
But I was on the
is
second
lit.
floor,
You
you were on
had
the third floor,
FOMO.
and we were on opposite ends.
yeah.
And it was just like, man, that 2-minute
It was a
walk
far
to
walk,
your
to be
to your
fair.
guys' room, I'm disconnected. Like
Too
I
much.
just
Too
I had
much.
FOMO was the theme.
Oh, yeah.
Of
I remember you
freshman
saying
year
that.
for me.
I remember you saying I have FOMO
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
Funny.
I mean, I really only feel like a couple weeks had passed until like you were
Mhm.
there all the time. So really, there was not a lot
Without
of life
you.
lived
Yeah.
without you. Thankfully, you know, we just all kind of hit
Yeah.
it off, and
Well,
here,
okay,
almost
Kiera, you're
10
gonna
years
glaze
later.
over
what?
where we met
Oh,
in high
oh
school.
yeah. I'm so sorry.
Ex-
Please tell
Okay.
the story because you.
So part of
remember it.
our like Mennonite, you know, schools, Mennonite upbringing is we would go on choir
Mhm.
tours. So like each year was this big
Mhm.
thing. We'd go to one of the schools who would host, and like we would all do like choir rehearsal in like this big gymnasium or whatever, and then have this big concert. And it was always really fun, like also so stressful. I have kind of some social anxiety, so it was always, as you can tell, like meeting Casey, I was like, man, I just want people to like me. Like, what do I have to do to get these people to like me? And the one year we were at Christopher Dock.
I was there too, by the way. I just didn't see you guys.
You were?
Mm-hmm. But I saw Kiera.
Right. I didn't know that.
I saw Kiera that
of course,
weekend.
because you knew her.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Because this was in high school. So anyways, I remember I was sitting, I was with some, like, I think I was with Tori, like some high school people, obviously, that I was there with. And then Kiera and I think Emma.
Oh, I
and
bet.
Kendall is a name that's coming up. They you guys all came up and were like, hey, we're just gonna like introduce ourselves and like hang out.
That's the most Kiera thing I've ever heard in my life.
And I was like, awesome, yes.
That sounds like me.
Yes, let's be friends. And then we get to Heston. So I visit in June after senior year, like June 2014.
And like
no one's on campus.
on
No,
campus,
Kate Mast is
right?
walking me
Okay.
around. Also, so I'm just name dropping like crazy. But she was
Well,
like,
no, she'd probably be thrilled to know that
oh yeah,
you were
also
instrumental
loved her.
in all
Kate,
of this.
You rocked. She
Yeah,
for my
Kate,
birthday.
If you listen to this, no,
For
you're
my
the
birthday, she sent me.
best.
She knew I loved mermaids. Again, I went through weird phases. I
Forgot
loved
about that
mermaids,
phase.
and she sent me a birthday card and drew a little mermaid in it with like swimming to like, and then she drew the state of
Stop.
Kansas.
That's cute.
And it was like, can't wait to have a
That's
mermaid on
so
campus.
cute.
Like it was so cute. I
She
liked her
probably
so
was
much.
writing it like, this is the weirdest thing I've ever done, but
Like-
whatever.
Like she better freaking come now.
Yeah, she does not come to this college.
Oh, that's funny.
I don't
but
know
we
what
were
to do.
walking around the campus, and she just kept saying like, take everything with a grain of salt because no one's here. Like it's way more fun when people are here. There were like some aviation guys on campus, but that was it. Anyways, but in the admissions office they have like a wall of like commits, so like everyone's senior picture who is coming was on that wall, and I remember seeing Kiera's and being like, hey, I met her. Like I remember her. Which also, this is a thing that I have
is so
even to
crazy.
this day. I remember faces and names very well. No one ever remembers me.
Oh.
I don't know if I just have like a kind of forgettable
Really?
face, but like even the other day at school was Grandparents' Day, and there would be people come in that I would recognize from like the store, the boutique that I worked at. I'd be like, oh hey. And they're like, hi, can you point me to this room? And like just look through me like they don't, you know, things like that.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
I
okay.
am the. Oh,
So anyways,
gosh.
Saw your picture, knew that you were going to be there. Wow, I just kind of sound like a stalker. I just
I
realized
have animal
You have-
crackers
I just
for
don't-
you.
I have a
followed you there.
stalker.
I have.
I actually feel very honored, and no, I would not say your face is forgettable. I think I don't remember that interaction because I just don't remember a lot about that weekend.
well, and with the
Just-
vigor that
I
you
just
came up to
don't
us, I
remember
would
it.
imagine you probably did that to several
Oh,
groups
you
of
know
people.
she did.
I
And so, like,
probably
we were
did.
just
Probably
another
did.
group, you know? Which is
Which is
no,
sad
it's fine.
because if I would have known, it's just funny because like if I would have known like where we're at now, I feel like it would have obviously
Been so
made
excited,
more
yeah.
of a like
But-
impactful conversation, but it was just a
It's
little
okay.
passing
I only
by.
cried
I
a
do
little
remember
bit about it
though.
since then.
I
Just
know.
yesterday.
I feel like you probably actually just
Yeah.
right now. No, I do remember though thinking this was like we should do first impressions of
I'm
everyone. I don't know. This is kind of just like
You're not going to want to hear mine.
But what I was gonna say, Meredith, for you, I'm dead. No, we have to say it. I remember you, Meredith. I was like, and I kid you not. I was like, she's probably the prettiest
Oh my gosh.
girl that I've ever seen. And I'm not saying that in a type of way. It's truly point blank. I
Oh.
thought your eyes.
Once
were
you
so
see
cute.
Meredith's eyes, Mara has an intoxication trait about her. And I think why she wants to be a mermaid is because her eyes literally look like the ocean. But like on a green, like
They're so beautiful.
emeraldy
Well,
day.
and two, I should say freshman year, I
Yes.
went into college, I dyed my hair like an auburn red.
Mhm.
So I think that also
Yeah,
contrasted
that's
nicely
right.
with the
Yeah.
green.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. I was just like, this girl is just so pretty. There's no
Aw.
way she's actually
Thank you.
nice.
I thought the
But
same
here
about
we
you.
are,
I was
and
like, I
obviously-
have to be your friend, but she's probably mean. Why would she want to be friends with me?
Why
I
do we
don't
all
know, guys?
think that?
Girls are meant to. Girls build girls up.
Well, let me go ahead and bring down the mood.
I know.
So
Okay.
Okay.
Dang it, I'm scared.
Give
me
it
grab
to
my
us,
tissues.
Chris.
So I'm going to talk about Kiera
Meredith's
because
the
Kiera, this
sensitive
really
one.
mostly involves you, and I hate to tell you this, but
Oh boy.
and I don't know if I've really
Give it to me
seriously ever told you
straight.
this, so here it is first.
No, we're getting a lot of exclusives
I
here
love
on the
this.
podcast, everybody. What does Casey really think about
This
me?
was
10 years ago. Or
so long
probably
ago,
like 15
Kiera.
years ago.
It's been
7th grade
which
was 2009.
again still really can't do the math part, but
14?
Again, I'm really bad at math.
okay, whoa.
No, that's so
14
wrong.
years ago.
That's
Okay,
so
just-
wrong, right?
For those of you listening, you probably
Okay,
know
whatever.
We're going to agree.
We
on
don't
that.
know
Don't
math.
hold us to math.
Yeah, it's fine.
We did not
No, we didn't.
graduate
We
in
took-
mathematics.
I cheated through
So did I.
statistics. Sorry. What's his face?
I don't remember AP stats.
Oh, cut that out.
I don't
Name
remember AP
dropping.
stats at all.
Okay,
I
well,
hate
we're just
myself.
gonna go back into it, and I'm just gonna get this off my
Yeah,
chest
okay.
because I've had this on my
Yeah,
chest
go
for
back.
14
Okay.
years. So here it is.
Let it
I
out.
remember you reminded me, and we will get into this, but you reminded me of just a little Mennonite girl
Oh boy.
that didn't know much past the end of her nose. But I thought you were really nice. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm just,
That is such a weird way to
I'm
say
dying.
it.
It's the truth. So I just
Sorry.
you were so
true.
nice that I was like, she's almost so nice that she doesn't know like the reality of the world. Because at that point,
Oh.
like in
Oh.
7th grade for me,
like sheltered.
yeah,
True.
sheltered. Maybe that's what I'm looking for.
I didn't
I just
realize
remember
that.
thinking like,
naive.
So I would say
she's like
that's
so
accurate.
nice, but I don't know how realistic this niceness is.
Hmm.
Okay, so that's me.
Should we
That's
put a
valid.
poll on our story? What were your
Ooh.
first impressions
Oh.
of each of us?
And okay, here's the other thing. I thought maybe Emma and
Keep it
I would
anonymous.
probably get along better and be friends, like to the bitter end.
Wait.
Yeah, Emma.
Say
I
that
thought
again?
maybe Emma and I would end up being.
Oh, Emma.
Probably friends.
Sorry, I cut off. You know, I kind of thought that
Did
too.
you?
Honestly, I was like, I feel like you and Emma are really vibing, and I was like, I'm just gonna kind of sit it out for a little bit. But I think I definitely did not. I mean, it was middle school, but I was so naive. We'll get into this in later episodes, but I was very sheltered a lot just in my community, and not for any one person's wrongdoings, but just I didn't know much of the world or how to interact. I was a nice person because I just
Mhm.
was so optimistic because there could be no negatives in the world. So I get that perspective, and I think that is probably spot on. And while I don't remember everything from that time in my life, I'm sure that I
Kira,
was
you should
that
be a
way.
politician.
You know
That
what I
was
mean?
so eloquent.
Oh, what? Thank you.
Here's what I will say though: you are
Okay.
resilient. You don't give up. Let's take a trip back to 2009, and Facebook
Oh my gosh,
is
why do I want to cry?
Facebook is going mad crazy, right? We all lied about our
Is
ages.
Flair involved? Do
We-
you remember Flair?
Flair?
Facebook Flair?
No.
You guys remember Flair? Those little pins that you could put
That
on
sounds
your
familiar.
page. My Flair was full. I had like 800 pins. We'll Google it after.
okay,
You guys
'cause
definitely
I can't
know.
think about it. But
Anyways,
anyway,
keep
so
going.
Kira obviously friended me on Facebook, and at the time, like we didn't have smartphones in 2009. Okay, if anything, we have iPods, but no way in the world was I getting one of those. So, she friended me on
Uh-oh.
Facebook, and she just was consistent. Like she would wish me happy birthday every year, and when we say we've been friends since 7th grade, like truly, we have been in communication since then because she just is. She shows up. The girl shows
That's
up.
even like last week when you were talking about your new
Oh.
job.
Yeah.
She whipped out her phone and said, "What day do you start?" and put it
I know,
into a
and then she
calendar. Like,
texted me that morning.
That's the kind of
Oh,
I
friend
woke
Kiera
up to
is.
a text from Kiera saying,
Mhm.
"You're gonna kill it today. Good luck at your new
Kiara
job."
shows
She
up.
shows up. So, and
Aw.
while I said all of those other
Wow, I did
things,
not plan
you
to be
have also been
emotional.
that. So Kiera. There you go.
That's very kind.
Well,
That's
you're welcome.
very kind to say. I'm tearing up. We can see each other. I know you guys are obviously just listening to this, but I have tears
Aw.
in my eyes. That's really cute. I think just seeing our lives from 10 years ago to now, it is just so cool to like find your people. And I think that's the best thing that we wanted to or the reason why we wanted to do this was to give people a little glimpse into our lives, because we're just best friends, and we know when you find those people, it is just
Mhm.
meant to be, even if we
100%.
don't live in the same place. And like Casey lives in Oregon, Meredith lives in Iowa, I live in North Carolina, so literally we couldn't
We are as
like,
far
Yes.
away
I
from
kid you
each
not, we
other
couldn't be further.
unless we lived in another country.
Right.
But that,
Oh my gosh.
But
like,
in
we're on
terms of
opposite
time
ends of the
zones,
country.
We are all living in different time zones.
Yes.
different time zones, like center of the
Yep.
US,
Yeah.
both coasts. It's probably driving, like if we met in the middle at Meredith's, probably both of us would have like 20-30 hours
100%.
of driving, which
Mhm.
is just stupid. But I think it's cool to see how people change, I think, in those
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
years, you know? Okay, this is kind of a just off the cusp question that I feel like could be kind of cool to dive into. What do you think has been like the biggest I guess change in our relationship from 10 years ago to now? Like a positive like change.
Oh, that's
Thinking
so
when
off
we're
the
young,
cusp.
getting to know each other, to like now having like a deep rooted relationship. Like, yeah, what do you think has changed the most?
We put in a lot of hard work with like conversations, and we've been honest with each other.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think we've learned how to talk to each other and how to be more like assertive or like have those like difficult conversations, whereas like earlier, I think that's just in general younger, not being maybe as emotionally mature as we are now, not knowing how to have that conflict before.
Totally. I
Yeah.
think that's huge. I think I would say in the beginning of our friendship, I mean, maybe the honeymoon phase isn't like a great way to put that, but I would say in the beginning, we all just were obsessed with being each other. Like I'm in reference to our freshman year of college. We just wanted to be together like constantly.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know, once Mare weaseled her
Right.
way through, and we were just together all the time. And I think it really didn't turn until sophomore year. We had to form individual relationships a little bit more rather than thinking of ourselves as like a collective unit. And I think that's where people kind of fall into a bit of a trap with friendship, is you just think you're all friends because you all hang out together all the time, but you have to have individual relationships that are deeper than just, yeah, we're all friends. Like I need to know deep things about you, and vice versa. You need to know about me, and we need to be able to be vulnerable together and
Right.
Yeah.
be mad at each other, but learn how to like forgive each other, ask for forgiveness, all of that.
Yeah.
Right.
Can we really quick go off on a little branch, and can we talk about Bryce?
Sure.
Because
Sure.
Bryce really was an, I mean, he's an OG.
He is an OG.
Do you want to introduce
I
who
would
Bryce
love
is?
to.
If people, I mean, people don't know.
Okay.
Bryce is my sweet, sweet husband. Mhm.
Aww.
So, along with all of our friendships that formed during our freshman year of college, he was also there. So funny, in like growing up, I never had a boyfriend. I was very diligent about, if I'm going to date somebody, I'm going to be really just intentional with it. And I'm not really sure why I'm like this. Maybe it's because I'm the youngest of four. I have a really big age gap between me and my oldest sisters of 12 and 11 years. And so I just saw them live life. And I guess I decided like, I'm just going to take my time. I don't know why, but I did. And I got to my freshman year of college and I met Bryce, and we can talk about him a little bit more. And I completely,
Blushing,
I don't think I really
everybody.
blushed, but I'm definitely smiling.
He's just so dreamy.
Yeah. He just for context, we never would have thought we would have ended up with each other at all.
Like when you guys thought about your types prior to dating,
Totally.
neither of you would have described the other person.
Ooh.
Like exact opposite. So
Yeah.
he just became very instrumental in, I think, our friendship also. / he had a car, which was pretty nice because
He
none
had a
of us had a
car.
car. But
We often in college referred to him as gay best friend.
Yep.
Because
Gay
even though
best
Casey and him were
friend. He was just
dating,
always
he was just
around.
always there. He was like, it was like the girls and Bri.
Girls and Bri.
It was the
Uh-huh.
girls and
Yeah,
Bri.
always there.
He was just
And,
always
you know,
there.
there's a lot of other characters that come into play, and, you know, we don't have time to probably name everyone, but the biggest thing was that he was very much like Meredith, where he just was always around and making himself available and willing to do stupid stuff that to this day he was like, I don't know why I even did that, or I'm not even like, he's not even like that. Like he was maybe just really excited and energetic when, if you know him, he's very subdued and very chill. So
But he had a girl to
he had a girl to
impress.
impress, and he became just very instrumental in our friendship as well. It was kind of like towards our later years of friendship, like it was like the four of us. And
Well, I remember talking about before you guys were like engaged,
Mhm.
like when you were still dating, we would tell people if they ever break up, we don't know
which friend to choose.
what to
Yeah.
do because we are friends
We
with
don't
both
know
Yeah.
whose
of
side
you.
we would take.
Obviously, our connection with you
Mhm.
might be stronger because of our like gender.
Yeah.
and like
the things that
you know what
we-
I mean.
yeah.
We're like, yes, and
Yeah.
but like we love Bryce. Like he's a part of the equation.
Yeah. I was going to say just that too, like, because you guys really started dating first semester freshman year. So that was like right at the beginning, in the sense of like he naturally gravitated towards us because dating you. So from then on, it was like we're kind of set with him, and we ended up, we'll go into it later too, but we ended up transferring schools to another school, and he came with, and we were like, we just cannot envision college without Bri. Like there's something special about us three.
Yeah.
But also Bryce is 1,000%.
Yeah.
He's not in the podcast
so
because
He's not
not-
that type of a guy.
he would
like I
hate
said,
this.
not
Yeah.
really energetic.
I
or all
wanted.
those
was
I
things.
felt like
can we
it was
feature
important for
him?
him to be mentioned in this
Yeah.
story because he was such an
I'm glad that you
instrumental part
yeah,
of our
I'm glad you
friendship.
brought that up. But yeah, he loves you guys deeply, and I mean, we have a group chat and we all
we love him.
talk regularly, and
Yeah,
but he's
100%.
and Bryce
And
actually
I think
wishes that he would have ended up with me, but he didn't. So it's fine. We're over it. I actually have a
know, we
handwritten.
always
I
make
still have a
jokes.
handwritten note on my fridge from Bryce. It says, "To my friend Meredith," and it's one of those where like Casey, I think it was
Stop.
from your desk or your roommate's desk,
okay.
and it was one of those that were like check the boxes of like,
yes,
what are you doing? What's this note
Mhm.
for, or whatever.
Oh.
yeah,
I don't know. It's funny. So I have it.
yeah.
Meredith likes momentum.
Super
That's
sentimental.
something you
I'm
will learn
sentimental.
about her.
I
Mhm.
have a whole box in my. If you've given me a gift, if you've given me a handwritten note, even if it's a sticky note on my desk, I have it in my box in my closet.
Yeah.
How do you not have like so many
Ooh,
boxes? Like just
It
from all
just
over
is
the years.
absolutely stuffed to the brim. There's some where I'm like too lazy to put them in that, so there's like a bunch like handwritten cards like my grandma sends me. I'm not throwing those
Yeah.
away. They're up on my fridge.
Mm,
You know.
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
trying
So
to
you're like a
give me away.
stasher. You stash.
I kind of am.
things
Noah's
places.
mom, Noah will often say he married his mom. Just kidding. He doesn't say that. I say that.
I was like,
You
oh.
often say that. No, but like his mom, there's this story where like his mom saw like through the glass window at their house, saw his sister standing on the deck, and she like kissed the window, and she is notorious for wearing lip smackers. I think it's watermelon
yeah.
flavors.
Oh, yeah.
like that's she
Stop.
has just like
Oh, yeah.
I can
like
taste it right now.
bulk packs of it like laying around.
Funny.
And
Oh my
Noah hates
gosh.
it. Like the smell of it, bleh. But anyways, she was wearing that and she kissed the window, and so there's a kissy mark on her like door, and she said, I'm never cleaning that off. and it's still there.
That is
That
funny.
was years ago.
Well, that
yeah.
just goes to show how great the formula is in lip smackers.
Yeah.
That's so true. That
I mean,
is
the
so
same could be said
true.
for like a Big Mac, how long it lasts. The formula is just so great.
We're not going to compare those two, but
Do we need to get sponsored by
Yeah, I
Lip
think so.
Smackers? Lip Smackers, if you're listening, sponsor our podcast. No, but hearing about like Bryce and Meredith, both how they just like interjected
Yeah.
themselves into our lives, I just think that is a good takeaway in general. It's like if you want something to happen,
Totally.
you kind of have to put
Shoot
yourself
your
out
shot.
there. And if
Shoot your shot.
shoot your shot, even in
Mhm.
friendships, like that is how Casey and Meredith became friends, and in a way, that's how we
Yeah.
all became friends. Me and Meredith,
Mhm.
Casey and I think we all did that on a different level, and look at us now. So if you don't take your shot, especially
Mhm.
with friends, like if you think someone in class or someone like out running just seems like a fun vibe, like a friend crush,
Oh,
and
yeah,
those are truly
100%.
real, just go for it. Because the worst that would happen is maybe you don't
Mhm.
vibe,
And that's fine.
But the best that could happen is
Uh-huh.
you are lifelong friends. And how amazing!
Truly.
is
You know
that?
that episode of New Girl where Jess talks about like they called it Bidening? They said just be there.
Mm,
Yes,
he gets up to get a drink, be there.
Yes.
yeah.
He goes to the bathroom, be there.
Yes.
That's what I did. I was just there. You got to just be there.
You're right.
You were just there.
And I think another part of that is just not being afraid of how you look, which is so something that I
Yeah.
think
I'm
we've all
still not
struggled
good
with
at that.
it. Yeah, and we still struggle.
Yeah.
I mean, I struggle with it every day.
yeah.
But just being like, you know what? These people love me. Trusting in the relationship that you've formed, because it's super easy even now, I would say, for us to fizzle out. And I think a lot of people
Yeah.
probably would have thought that.
Well, even we haven't seen each other. Like we saw each other at my wedding in October, this last October. But before then, all of
Yeah.
us, the four of us, including Bryce, haven't been together since.
My wedding, and that was in June of 2018.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What? That was
And so,
almost 5
yeah,
years
I mean,
ago.
also technology. Thank
Yeah, no
God
kidding.
for technology.
Right.
But yeah, like we have fought for it. We won't let it fizzle.
100%. Yeah. And I think it's easy to, it's like, well, they haven't reached out to me in like a month. Whatever.
Yeah.
Like, people have stuff going on, and sometimes
them
shooting a
why.
text feels like the hardest thing in the world. But if
Mhm.
someone shoots you a text, it's different. Or, you know, sometimes we've talked about this too. It's
Right.
like sometimes we have to be the aggressor in the friendship. Like, we would all agree Kira is probably like the naturally aggressive one in the friendship in terms of communication. Like, we always joke, Kira can talk to a brick wall and be friends and be best friends with it by the time she's done talking.
Kiera thrives on an airplane.
100%.
Beside
Like,
a
she's
chatty
a
stranger.
person who's going to talk to you. So if you're tired and trying to take a nap, don't sit
Yeah.
next to Kira.
Walk with your AirPods. Walk on
Don't
with your
even
AirPods
make
in.
eye contact, or she will say hi.
Mm-mm. She'll attack.
Dead. Oh my gosh. Well, you know what I realized just about, I think it's just like the older I get is I am less of that way. In a way, I feel like I'm losing a part
Aw.
of myself, but it's probably just getting older. But I think I still am to my core, but there are sometimes I'm just like, especially if I'm in the middle, then
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
trapped, and then I'm like, I don't actually want to talk to anyone because now I'm stressed because now I have to keep this up. But if I'm on the end, then that's a different story. But I really feel like it fluctuates with my energy level. Like now I get so exhausted, like easier. And I cannot, I mean, in college, you know, we made so many memories because we stayed up till
4, 5, yeah.
5 a.m.
Yeah. Casey would fall asleep on the toilet.
Okay, thank you.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can't-
That comes out episode 1.
Jeez,
I'm
you
talking
let him
about
get
it.
to know me a little bit before you divulge all my stuff.
Laptop on her lap, her head on the toilet, on
know,
the toilet paper
None
roll.
of you would have known that unless I
Not-
told you. And I
not
shouldn't have
like-
told you. I should have kept it to
It was
myself.
literally Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
just sleepy. You would hear that story and you would think, oh, was she drunk? No. Writing a paper.
1000% sober.
Conked out.
Just writing.
Oh,
Probably do the
100%.
next
It was
day.
probably due at midnight. And I thought if I turned it in by like 4 a.m., I probably thought if I turned it in by 4:38, it was going to be fine.
Like, he's not gonna. He's not gonna be up till midnight.
Oh my gosh. Guys, how would we do that though? I'm like, I feel so different now than back. How did we literally start movies at
I don't know.
1 a.m.?
I thought of you guys the other night because Noah was working. He was bartending at the event center here. And I was like, I'm going to stay up till he gets home. And usually he doesn't get home till like midnight on those nights. So at
Maybe tell the
Yeah.
people who Noah is.
Oh,
just
Noah's
in
my
case
husband.
they're listening. Don't
yeah,
know
he's not
Noah.
as important
Okay,
as
okay.
Brian. No, I'm just kidding. He's we met
Wow.
post Northwestern.
Which we'll get into.
So,
all of that.
Yes, yeah. But he bartends sometimes at the event center here in town for like weddings and stuff. But I was like, I'm going to stay up. And what better way to stay up than watching Bridesmaids?
Oh, we used to watch
So
that.
I
all
started
the
Bridesmaids
time.
at like
Oh.
10 o'clock. Yeah, we watched that. I remember, okay, I came into this late, but this is like when I came into the friendship.
Okay.
That fall, you guys would watch that movie all the time. And I think I watched it like twice with you guys. And then you guys were like, we can't keep watching this. We've seen this like 12
Yeah,
times.
that was probably me.
And I was like, well, I probably could still watch it a couple more times because I haven't seen it that much. But no, I got to like halfway or like a half an hour through the movie. Like they were like pooping their pants,
Yes,
on the street.
yes, during their dress fitting.
And
Oh,
like,
yeah.
the dress
Yeah.
fitting
The iconic
with the
It's happening.
almond.
It's happening.
It's happening. Oh, but that scene was the last thing I remember, and then I was like asleep.
Oh,
It was
that's
10:30.
not even that late into the movie.
I know, but I'm kind of a baby anymore. That's part of my like
Meredith does like
living
her
a Sabbath
night.
lifestyle. Is like
Mm.
just taking care of my body,
Oh.
because if I don't take care of my body, I am not
Yes.
a emotionally healthy person the next day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I know that I need this much sleep.
Honestly valid.
I know that I need to drink water.
Yeah.
I know that I need to,
What is your like night sleep?
I try to get 8.
Wow, good for you.
That's like my
Good
goal.
for you.
Usually
Okay.
it's 7 and that's fine, but 8 is like prime. I'm usually in bed by 10 o'clock.
Oh wow.
And then I wake up.
Okay.
If I'm going to
That's
work
pretty
out,
good.
I'll wake up at 4:45. But usually it's 5:45.
Yeah,
My eyes are
jaw
out of
is
my head.
literally dragging on the ground.
I'm
Gosh.
I'm trying to just like take care. I find I sleep better.
Yeah.
I don't know. My life is overall
No,
better
good
when
for
I
you.
work out, and I can't not work out.
Yeah,
in the
no.
morning.
I can kind of do the mornings. I've decided if I'm going to do an early morning, the earliest I can do is 7. I can't
Oh,
do
yeah.
more than that because that would involve me getting up in the 5s rather than getting
Yeah.
up in the 6s, which I feel like makes more sense for me. Like if I wake up
Sure.
at 6:30,
Yeah.
6:15, I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
that kind of makes sense. The
Yeah.
day is kind of around the corner, but I mean, we all are different though. And I also probably could
Yeah.
have argued a while back that I
I
could have
know.
wanted to work out more at night and be working out by 7
Sure.
p.m. at night. So
Mm-hmm.
That's also on my vision board. Just working out, period. Because a little history of me, I played sports in high school and I played tennis in college. That's my claim to fame, you guys.
I love
I know,
those
I know.
tennis
It's
days.
it's kind of a running joke.
Between all of us. But anyhow, post all of that, I truly I like a light walk, so that's kind of what I'm trying to do in the mornings. Before work, I live in this beautiful neighborhood, and it's connected to what we call the Greenway, and it's like this big stretch of like pathways all up
Do you
and
want to
down
give your
Charlotte.
specific house
Yeah,
why
number?
don't
really
you tell them where
nice.
you live?
Yes,
And your social security number.
Yes, 1, 2, 3. None of your business.
Oh, that was
That was the
so
rudest thing Kira's ever
yikes.
said. That was
I know that was. I felt like I was
when you
in
were
seventh
saying
grade.
it. Did you wish you could stop?
I did, but I was like, I am too late.
Fully
I have to-
invested.
None of your business.
That was so good.
It actually reminded me this time. One of my like middle school friends was like, "It's none of your beeswax," and I cried because I was like, "That is so rude." but it was like beeswax. Like
Yeah.
that's offensive. Like that
Everyone
was
quickly say
pointed.
something mean the childhood bully
Oh.
said to you. One time, someone I know her name and I want to say her name, but I won't do it. She
Don't.
she
say
told
her
me that I
name.
suck eggs on Easter, and I thought I was going to die. I
What the heck?
yeah,
That's
it
so
was at
mean.
like our like we would have like a summer like it was just called playground, but it was like a free like you can drop your kids off there, and there's like people that
Okay.
are or like high schoolers that are paid by the city to like watch us at the playground.
Okay.
So honestly, there were some rough
Hmm.
kids there, but she was one of them, and she's like, "You suck eggs on Easter," and I thought I was
That's
gonna
so
die.
mean.
Casey.
Well, mine's a little bit more traumatic.
That's-
I was trying to
that's
pogo
so mean.
stick, and I wasn't very good at it. And
Oh,
this
no,
boy
I'm
said to
scared.
me, "Why do you jiggle when you pogo stick?"
Oh, ouch!
I remember the exact outfit I was wearing, and
Yeah.
I remember putting on those shorts and feeling fabulous. And it all changed. I know. It's
Casey,
okay.
I'm sorry. I want to go
That's
give that
so-
little
I know.
Casey.
If you did know Casey at that time, she did have a little bit of a jiggle.
did she
jiggled a little bit, but it was like a cute jiggle. It wasn't like
Yeah.
like
Well, yeah, you're like
obese
a-
child.
We
It
all
wasn't
jig-
an
we all
obese
jiggle,
child.
though.
It
We
was an
all
obese child. Like
jiggle.
you're going to McDonald's all the time. It was like I was sturdy. Like, I was a sturdy kid. I'm still sturdy.
Yeah.
Like I'm just
I hate that.
Oh
But
my
anyway,
gosh.
mine. No one said anything like that kind of a diss, but just told me I jiggled.
Sure.
Which now is like, you know what?
Aw.
I jiggle.
He probably did too.
He didn't. He didn't.
I was gonna say we all jiggle. We all currently
Oh.
jiggle.
Yeah.
So
Well, he's probably dumb.
Whoa.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
probably-
good one, Meredith.
A stupid head.
Big fat
Anyway.
meanie.
He probably sucks eggs on Easter.
Mine was my sister. If you're listening to this, I love you now. Well, she was very like only focused on like outward appearance. Like if my sister
Mhm.
doesn't look like she's dressing cute, then it's gonna really affect me in my day and my mood. So I remember this one time we were on a family vacation and she pretty much turned to me and I thought I picked out my outfit amazingly, and my older sister is
I'm on the
3
edge
years
of my
older,
seat.
So
Please tell
You
me you're
know.
wearing Bermuda shorts. Please
I'm,
tell
like,
me you were
drooling.
wearing Bermuda
Can't wait.
shorts.
I was wearing Bermuda shorts.
Plaid.
It was that plaid. You know that plaid.
Did I have a pair?
Yes.
Yeah. Duh.
It was that plaid, and I'm sure it was from like Aeropostale or
I hope it
JC
was.
Penney's or something. And it was that with a brown shirt. I also remember exactly what
Was
I
it
was
like
wearing.
a teal?
Were you wearing your transition lenses,
lenses.
glasses?
I did have transition. I forgot about those. Oh, okay.
I've never forgotten those.
Wow.
You guys, I am blind. For those of you listening, we're getting
So
to know each other.
blind.
Know that I have horrible vision initially. On top of that, when I guess it wasn't as bad in middle school, but it was still thick. And I had these lenses that would change to sunglasses when you go out in the sun. I don't even know if they make them
They
anymore.
do.
People are like
do?
getting them again.
Okay.
Ick.
Maybe I was a trendsetter
well-
and I didn't know it.
It was
but-
almost too early for that
Okay.
to be a trendsetter.
Okay.
Anyways.
So not a trendsetter, but I thought they were the
Yeah.
shiz. I really did. But they were so bad. And so envision those, and they were purple and thin. So purple thin glasses.
Like the wire
and
glasses?
A V-neck. No, they were like plastic frames. So they were thicker. So that's the one thing they had going for themselves. You know those V-neck old shirts with like
Yes.
just like
Oh,
an inch
With
Come
the
on.
cami under it.
Underneath?
Yes.
Come on.
I'm dead.
I
I'm
need
dying.
that. I need that.
What were the shoes? Were they Old Navy flip flops?
Oh, they were
You're
Actually, I
kidding.
think so.
yeah.
I
Those
think
$2
so.
Like the
sales
white
are
ones that are
good.
like brown now,
Oh
basically,
my
because
God.
you've been wearing
yeah,
them too
you wear them
much.
twice, and they're
Oh.
like
$2
Yeah.
Old Navy
Oof.
flip flops.
I just got chills.
Something about those. I would buy them annually.
I remember my aunt calling my mom, and she's like, "I'm at Old Navy, and they have the sale. Do you want me to get some flip flops for Morgan and Meredith?" And my mom was like, "Oh yeah, Meredith, what colors do you want?"
I'll take navy. I'll take red because I can wear them on the 4th of July.
And white and yes.
Okay, this is taking
Oh
so
my
long. Sorry,
gosh.
Kiera, tell us.
Anyway, okay, the point of the story is I, in my secure little middle school mind, thought I was rocking this outfit that
Let's be
apparently
honest, you
I
were.
did not.
Yeah,
everyone
for what
had
it was. You
Yeah.
looked good.
Thank you.
For
Thank
the
you. That is
time,
the hype
yeah.
I needed. Mm-hmm. You're right. I was cool. And my sister turned and looked at me and she said, she pretty much was like, I think you need to change. You look horrible.
Oh. What are big sisters for?
So I forget exactly, but it was something like that. And she put me in my place, and I did not talk to her the rest of that. We were walking.
Did you
in
wear the outfit out?
Oh yeah, we were out and about for sure. Yes, and there is photo proof out there somewhere. I just have no idea where. Anyways, she pretty much just told me that I looked ugly, and she hated my outfit, and I just was so upset because I spent so
Aw.
much time
And you
picking it out.
thought it was
But
cute.
Anyways.
Which if I think
I thought it
if
was
either of us
cute.
would have
We have
seen you, we
reconciled
would have
since.
also thought it was cute. Because it sounds like had the exact same wardrobe.
Because I was gonna say, you guys had the same
Oh.
middle school.
I
as me.
couldn't get into the plaid Bermudas. I couldn't do it. But I did get into the gauchos. I got into the gauchos though.
Ooh, gauchos, yeah.
Oh, the gauchos. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
the gauchos.
I had sky blue Bermuda shorts that were patchwork. So some of the patches
Ooh.
had
I'm
plaid,
triggered.
and some were like floral, some were like dots. It was like
Oh my gosh.
it was like a desktop
Oh my
screensaver.
gosh.
Is what it looked like.
Oh my god. I'm like
And I wore them
envisioning it.
probably twice a
right
week
now.
with my yellow Converse that had zebra
Oh.
shoelaces.
Ooh.
And I was really big
Oh.
into peace signs.
Ooh.
And I also had a shirt that was maternity, and I didn't know it was maternity.
With the scrunch
But it
on the
fit.
side.
Okay.
If that tells you, oh, it had a scrunch on the bottom. You bet it did. You bet your bottom dollar.
Sometimes I forget that you like really lost a lot of weight.
Just
back
in
then.
like my freshman year, I wasn't like huge before, but
Yeah.
I was, I'm just like chunky and enough to get like
it was baby
no,
fat.
it's okay. It was enough to get like made fun of. Like I definitely was called fat at Sky Kids. But then the same.
We would have jiggled
Jiggled,
together
yeah.
in there.
We would have jiggled together.
Jiggled.
Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah, I had a
my money
okay.
don't jiggle jiggle. It
But
folds.
No,
anyways,
I wanna
please.
see you
We
wiggle,
finally
wiggle.
got that out of
Oh,
our
show.
heads.
It's never been out of my
I'm
head.
dead. No, but what are older sisters for
absolutely.
other than
Mhm.
putting you in your
My
place?
sister called me an Easter egg. Granted, you heard the shoes that I had and the shorts that I wore.
Did you say
Yeah.
yellow Converse with
Oh yeah,
Zebra
yep. And then once those
laces?
got ripped to shreds,
Got
I
it.
got orange Converse, but just kept the white laces in them because I thought I would tone it down a little bit.
Gosh.
Man.
I was Converse gal.
Oh gosh. I do think we all had a zebra phase though.
I had a friend who had zebra bedding, and I thought it was so cool.
It was.
I wanted it.
It was cool.
It was so cool. Yeah.
Wow.
And she had a green room. It was a lime
100%.
green room
Mm.
and zebra bedding. And I thought, I just want to live here. My life will be complete.
Yes.
I had the lime green and blue room.
You had lime green and blue?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Baby
Is it
blue.
still that color?
Baby blue. Well, I don't live in that
Dang.
house anymore.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, but was
Specific
it still
blue.
there like when we would have gone to
No,
visit?
this was the
No.
older house
Oh,
that I lived in
old
before you
house. Yeah,
guys
yeah.
came around. But
Yeah.
lime green and blue, everything, bedding, curtains. I had the beads coming down from my closet
Yes.
that were.
But then I actually would hook them off
Wow,
to the
they
side
were
because they were so annoying.
They were the
So
most
annoying. I never
things
even
ever.
used them.
I actually kind of like them, Dad.
Okay.
I kind of like the challenge.
I wanted a canopy too, really
Oh,
bad.
I had one. I had a canopy.
So
Oh.
jealous.
I remember I'd wake up a couple times though, and it would be like on me because I like got wrapped up in it and pulled it down from the ceiling. It wasn't as great as
Stop.
I wanted it to
Stop.
be.
Yeah, that's funny.
But I was like, no, I really need this. Like,
Yeah.
there's mosquitoes. What if
I
what if
really,
they get
really
in?
need
Like,
it,
this
Mom.
canopy will protect me. I was trying to rationalize it. I didn't need
That's
a
funny.
canopy.
Sometimes I think that I have not had like an original thought or like a unique experience in my life because I talk about these moments. I'm like, we all, even though we didn't know each other, I feel like we
Formative
had
events.
the
Yeah,
same
totally.
experiences. And I'm like, we were living the same lives, but just like
Mm-hmm.
across the world, we didn't know it.
Did you also go out to the barn and in your bare feet and step in cow pies?
I did.
Oh,
I did.
I actually have
And
done that
which
before.
is why if you know me now, I never go barefoot.
That's wild. Yeah.
I never do.
That is
I would
kinda
not
crazy.
have expected that from you.
We'll dive into our personalities maybe a little bit more next time.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll get to know us, but
Yeah.
I there's a lot to unpack. But yeah, I did step in a cow pie when I was younger.
It just would feel so good. It would smush between your
Okay,
toes.
see, no, we're
Yeah. I'm like literally thinking
Yeah, no.
of that.
I'm fully accepting it.
Right
I
now.
know it's weird, but I love it. It's nice. My dad told me that when he was younger, he used to go out in his bare feet and like grab a cow's tail and then like hit its butt so it would like run, and then he'd go like skiing through the manure. I'm not quite that extreme. The cows kind of scared
Okay,
me
that
when I
is
was
a
younger,
little
but I
next
would step in
level.
the cow pies. Yeah.
okay.
So anyways,
Well, before we wrap this up, let's go ahead and end on something
I was gonna say,
beyond
good way,
something
good way to
different.
end.
Yes.
But if you're wanting to stick with us, we're really excited just to tell you about ourselves, each other, our friendship over the years, things we've learned, things we wish we could have gone back and changed, things that we
Yeah.
probably would like to change now.
Yeah.
But until then, I am Casey.
And I'm Meredith.
And I'm Kiera.
That'll feel less awkward as we do it.
Yeah, I hope. I hope.
I hope. And oh, here, slight plug. If you guys are interested in following along, we have an Instagram. It's Been Forever Podcast. So go give us a follow and just see what we're up to during the week.
I guess that's all we really have
And I
to
guess
plug
that's
right
it.
now.
It's episode
But
1.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, see you
Yay.
guys next week. Bye.